Hello and welcome back to my channel, where today we're going to be looking at my reading journal for 2024. So in 2023, in March of this year, I started a reading journal, and to varying success, and I made lots of different spreads for it, but didn't really keep up with it as much as I would have liked to. So next year, which is in a couple days, I want to try to be more diligent about it. So I made some really cute spreads, and I think they turned out really well. These pages bleed a lot though. And you'll see that, as you can see on the front page here. It was really pretty until I did the page behind it. But I just did this kind of like, I don't know, galaxy kind of theme, I guess. I had this really nice washi tape, and I put some cute little things on here. On the next two pages, we have the place where I'm going to put the books I read in 2024. So it'll be a little different than the one that I did last year, because that one looked like this, and I was going to put the book covers in here. But I think I want to go back to the bookshelf format here. So every time I finish a book, I'll put a little book on the bookshelf, and then we'll write what book it was, and maybe in the bottom row I'll put a key or something so I know which month each book was from. And then over here I have my reading in pixels, which this took a long time to write because I had to write all of these days here. I have to remember how many days there are in certain months, and that February has 29 this year. So I have each month of the year here written down, and every day that I do read, I'm going to color in whatever day I read, and then I just use some I believe these were mild liners to keep with the theme of galaxy stuff. So I'm adding some purples and blues now, and in here I'll have purples and blues too when I'm coloring in the books. And then on the next two pages we have my 2024 reading goals, which I don't have that many goals, I don't think. I don't know. I didn't read 50 books this year. I read... How many books did I read? 31 books this year. So I want to try again to read 50 books, because I made it through 3/5 of that goal. So I'm going to try again for next year. I think maybe I'll be able to do it. And then I want to read at least 3 classics. There have been a few that I've been looking at that I've been thinking about reading, and I definitely want to put those on my TBR at some point. And then I want to read more books from the library, so maybe I'll color in, like I'll put a grid here and color in a box every time I read a book from the library, because there's plenty of space here. It's 26 times 3, 75, 78. So that should be plenty of room to put blocks for the books that I read from the library. I want to read at least one book over 1,000 pages. Just one, but I have a place to put 3 in case I feel that ambitious to read that many books. And then the next one is to read out of my comfort zone. So read like horrors or romances or, you know, something like that. Like things that I don't read, because I read a lot of fantasy and sci-fi currently, so I want to try to read other kinds of books. And then the next one is to finish a series, because I have a fair few series I'm in the middle of. Over here I have, this is my series tracker, which I'm going to keep for next year, because I am still in the middle of a lot of these books, book series. So maybe I'll be able to finish Vampire Academy or Harry Potter. And then I'm in the middle of A Court of Thorns and Roses. I finished the first one, and now I'm reading the second one. I'm listening to it in an audiobook, though, and it's really nice. I like it. It's a lot nicer that way. And then, I mean, just some other ones I want to read are the Hades and Persephone series, Throne of Glass. That's a really long one, though. I probably won't finish that one this year. Maze Runner, Twilight, The Witcher. I read the first one, but I'm going to have to reread it because I haven't read it for a couple years. And then we'll just kind of have to see after that. And then I want to read a couple books on writing. Just to, you know, get better at writing. I always tell myself I want to read one and then I don't. So I want to try to read. This has room for 6, but I'll probably only read like 1 or 2. Because I want to read them like fully and take notes on them and have all these things for later to help me with my writing. And then along with trying to read more books, I want to listen to at least 5 audiobooks. My spacing was a little bit incorrect here, but that's okay. It still gets the idea there. So I have a space for 5. I'll check mark when I read one. And then my last goal is that I want to read, or I want to annotate at least 1 book. I am in the middle of annotating Midnight Sun, so maybe that'll be the one that I finish annotating this year, because it is a very long book, but I do want to at least finish annotating that one or annotate another one. I'm not sure which one. I have plenty of books in my personal library to read, so I'll figure it out. Just kind of sucks that I picked the longest book in the world to annotate, but, you know, it's my second time reading the book, and I think the second time over is always a good time to do that. The next spread is my books bought or received spread, so each month, I probably should have gave 2 pages to this, but that's okay. Maybe there won't be that many books each month. Hopefully not, because I do have over 100 of my own books to read. So I have the month here, and then I'll just write down the books that I either buy or get that month. Usually the only books I get are from like Scribbler or something, but there might be some other books I have my eye on and decide to get. Not sure yet, but we shall see. And then the next set of spreads here is very big. It's a 100 or 10 by 10 square, so it has 100 squares in it for book bingo. So just reading things that are out of my comfort zone, or trying to find books that fit these categories, like a DIY or a fairy tale or an audiobook, a 4-word title, published the year I was born, has a blue cover, starting a new series, things like that. So I'm really excited to get into this one, and I'm not sure how many bingos you can get. Well, I mean, there's already 20. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited to use some of these prompts to help me pick out books I want to read for the year, because picking books is hard. And I tried a TBR board game, didn't go that well, so I'm going to try this instead and see if this works. And then on the last, I think it's the last, yeah, the last set of spreads here is going to be where I put my book covers, and then below them I'll put the star rating. I have enough room for 72 books, so hoping we get at least to here, but I do have the rest of the page to fill out if I do end up reading 50 books this year. I might make it to 72, who knows? And if I run out of space on this page, I have so many pages left in this book, so I mean, I'm sure I can make space for another one of these if I need to. And then throughout all these spreads, just using little bits of this Galaxy washi tape that I have. One of my favorites that I own. But yeah, those are my spreads for my 2024 reading journal. I want to keep up with it better this year and get into, like, you know, reviewing some of the books that I read and putting my thoughts on the page of what I think of these books and stuff, so I can always look back on it and see. But yeah, let me know in the comments what kind of spreads you put in your reading journal, what some of your favorite books are. Maybe I'll give them a read, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.